Hi there, Chris here with another airbrush noob for everyone. So you can see here, we are going to work on the driver for the Lynx, and we are going to do some light sourcing on this guy so that it looks a bit like the console is glowing. And so you can see the model, like the bit has already been left outside of the model. I never glued it in because I was intending on painting him to some sort of standard, and normally I don't go in for too much OSL or anything like that, but I figured just for giggles, let's do a little bit of OSL. Let's make it look like this canopy or this his little console is glowing, it's emitting some light, and we'll have a little bit of fun with that. And he's already been primed in Vallejo's light gray. What is that? Vallejo just surface primer gray. And so next we are going to use some, here, let's get that in focus, some Raven Black from Minotaur. Just give it a good shake. Video is going to be fairly rough. I guess these videos are all pretty rough. They're not, you know, polished or anything like that. So we're just going to throw a couple drops in. We really don't need that much. Of course, that's always the fun part of using these bottles sometimes, is that they splat everywhere. Whoops, knocked my bit over too now. There we go. Everything's fine. It's all good now. It's no need to freak out. Okay, and let's start letting this black out. You don't have to go too crazy on laying your base color down, as a lot of this is going to be obscured from the rest of the cockpit anyway. But just for completeness sake, we're laying it out. Trying to get a nice smooth, even coat going on in here. Am I running out already? No. It's better to go with a black base rather than trying to build up from, you know, black primer, because then it just looks, you know, like crap, and it looks like black primer sitting in the color and such. And so, no, that's kind of crap, and you don't want to do that. So, time to rinse, since we're done with the black. Really wasn't too much in there anyway. And a quick rinse. I'm not going to go crazy on detail on this thing, as really, like, you know, there's not a whole lot of it that's going to be seen by most people. Only really myself and you guys will know that he's painted to any kind of standard, and I'm not even sure what kind of standard he's going to go to when I'm done. Just give the color a quick flush, make sure everything's running nice and clear. And it all looks good. Next, we're going to use some rock tree. For anybody who knows what movie that is, rock tree. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing there. All right, let's throw a little bit of gray in there. And in hindsight, really, I think I should have probably switched to a smaller brush. I'm going to turn the PSI down though. I'm going to go down to about 20. No, that's not 20, that's 30. Let's go down. There we go. Now we're down to about 30 PSI. Make sure I'm paint full nice and easy. Oh yeah, you can see here. I'll spray a little bit on the table there, and you can see it's coming out really soft. So let's do the console first. I always start the airflow off away from the model, then bring it to the model, and then ease the trigger. Come on. Come on, pink. There we go. There we go. So now we got a little bit of gray there. Now the reason why I'm going with grays and such is because I have the canopy already tinted in a clear green. I used Tamiya clear green. And the reason for that is so that whatever colors I apply inside, they're just going to show up green anyway. And so that's the reason why everything's just going to be pretty much grayscale inside the canopy, because there's really no need. So very carefully here, let's bring a little bit of gray in towards the face. And then this is starting to bug me. It's not flowing very well. Let's come out in chunks. Needle was clogged a bit. Chest area here. A little bit on the shoulders. We don't want too much color building up because we're not looking to, you know. Of course, as I said, that I laid a whole bunch of color down. And I don't want to spray out from underneath here. Just a little bit more light. Like so. Get a little bit more in the chest. You know what, it's not bad. I'm just trying to see, because often when you're dealing with OSL, you're imagining the light and the glowing from this console, right? See, I've got a little too much highlight going on these shoulders, like it's not terribly realistic. So, I'm going to introduce a little bit more gray into the center. Maybe a little bit down the arms, like on the inside of the arms. Yeah, I probably should have switched to the chrome for this one. So there's quite a bit. I just don't care for how much there is on the shoulders here. So I'm going to probably have to go back and correct that a bit. It's easy enough to correct. Just bring a little bit more black into that. The next question is with the white. And I think I will switch to my chrome for that. So I am going to clean my brush, attach the chrome and get that ready. And we'll be right back. Okay, so we switched out to my chrome. Already ran a little bit of fluid through it just to kind of get her going. And we're going to use some Snow White. And this will be our final highlight for the most part. Unless, of course, I go in and maybe touch up a few things here and there, what have you. It all depends, really. And I'm still running at about 20 psi. Let's open that up a little bit more. Seems like there's a lot of water in the line. I think it's running better now. Yep, it's running better now. thing I like about the chrome is that it's got this little adjustable stopper at the end here, so you don't have, so you can control how far you're pulling the hammer back a bit. Let's start pouring some white on here. There's a little lens there through a pretty bright spot of white on there. Now for the chest area, I'm going to spray upwards. I guess it'd make more sense if the light was coming straight across in that. Well, let's do the console first. Console. Do the hands. Come on. Put this all the way up again. Let's get the little buttons on the hand. This side. I'm going to turn the PSI up just a bit. There we go. It's about 30 PSI. Let's get into the center of the chest again. Dry tip here. I hate fighting with colors. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Got a wicked dry tip going on here. I'm just using an old toothbrush just to kind of dislodge some of that crap. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So now the gray that's on, get this shoulder a little bit better. The gray that's on the shoulder doesn't seem quite as bad now that we've intensified up the highlight there. A little bit more on this face. I guess maybe we can do that by brush just to catch that edge. You know what, maybe we should do it by brush. But it's not too bad. Actually, let's try and get some of these little buttons. See what we can do with some of these little buttons here. Oh, not much. Okay, so I've got a bit of the OSL going on here. I'm going to clean up this brush and I shall return. Okay, so we're ready to move on to the next step. I'm just going to take a little bit more of this Snow White. I'm going to slap it onto my palette here. And yes, my table is my palette. Got a little bit of water just to damp up the brush. It's really not a whole lot on here. Because the paint is already pretty thin, I don't really need to do much to it. And we are just going to begin to catch some of these little edges, like the shoulder pads, the brow of the helmet, like so. The cheekbone of the helmet. I call it cheekbones. Bone. You know what I mean. Catch some of these little highlights on the hose. Just kind of brighten that up a bit more, like so. And the shoulder pad. A little too much. Oh well, screw it. I don't care. At some point, you just gotta say, I don't care anymore. No, you should always care. Get a little bit more in the central area of this chest here. So we do really want a lot of that to stand out. Just for anybody who is curious enough to look into the cockpit of the Lynx and says, hey, look at that. Chris painted the inside. Get a little bit on the biceps here. Just a bit. Get a little bit on these buttons on the controller. Now the next question is, can I paint the lines on the console? Let's see. Yeah, I can, but they don't really show up that well. They don't really show up all that well, but you know what? I really don't care at this point. I just want to get this little guy done. Get that little light bulb going. That little light bulb. Really all it is just looking to create some contrast in there. That's too thick. I've messed this up. Oh well. It's the hint of some sort of gibbly going on in the controller, but that is pretty much it. Oh wait, no, I gotta do the eye. That eye's gotta be a color, not a color, but be established. And I think I'm just gonna take this white and highlight the eye, bring that eye right out, like so. I doubt anybody would be able to see this eye, because of how this guy's positioned inside the, that doesn't look too bad. So, next thing is to attach him to the Lynx. So, let me grab my Lynx and we'll see what he looks like inside. And so, like I mentioned before, the canopy has been colored green. We have our little dude here. Take him off his pin, and now let's slap him into the Lynx. I almost thought I had the wrong bit for a second. I was gonna say, oh, this is embarrassing, painted the wrong thing. Of course, he doesn't want to fit right in there nicely. I'll take this off the base before I end up snapping something again. Man, get in there. How the hell did I get him in there before? Get in there. Don't make me mad. Yes, I'm whispering to my models. He should be sitting in there nice and flush, but he's not. He wants to be a pain. Why do you want to be a pain? Why? Why would you wish to do this Come on. Arg. I'm gonna have to trim something down, I think. All these years, he sat in here just fine. As soon as I paint him, oh, you can see all the paint coming off now because I'm scratching it all up. Trying to get this stupid thing in there. I gotta touch that up now. But there, he's in there. Okay. So we slap the canopy back on. And there you go. Kind of like the impression he's in there. And he's working the controls. You can see the console. You know what I mean? Like it's not terribly obvious, but you can kind of see there's something going on inside there now. And there, that's it. I gotta get more work done on this guy. Yeah. Like he's not being painted up to any kind of competition or anything like that. But there you go. Let's move this light. Let's see, can we position lights here? Oh, there we go. There we go. There you can kind of see the little guy inside there. I'm still not happy with how the masking turned out there. I blame my masking. I blame the fluid for that. But anyway, the cockpit is done. Canopy. I'm gonna have to fix that canopy though. I might end up just going over it with a brush, or I might find another one and redo it. I don't know. It all depends. All depends on what kind of mood I'm in later on. But I do have to kind of get this guy done because he's been sitting on my to-do pile for quite a while now, and he's just begging to be finished. Just begging for it. What's that? A little water spot on my model. Good grief. Somebody should learn to take care of his models. That's what is happening here. And so I'll see you guys in the next video. In the next exciting episode of something or other. Finishing my Lynx, I have no idea. Because there's not a whole lot of airbrushing to be done. But, I don't know. Hard to say. No, I guess really it's kind of the decals. Get some of these grills picked out, get the gemstones picked out. Yeah, really it's like just finishing now. Really, because I'm done screwing around with the overall color scheme of the model. Under these lights, it looks like little snowflakes all over the hull. Really, it's the little mica flakes that make it shimmer in the light. I also got to fix that antenna. Oh, there's all sorts of work to be done. Oh my gosh. I'll see you guys later.